Bethesda, you can ask me. Ask me for my ideas. Bethesda used to be unstoppable. Fallout 3, Oblivion, Skyrim. But then something changed. Fallout 76 and Starfield showed us that. So today I'm being brutally honest. Here is exactly what Bethesda needs to do to win us back. Right now, so many Bethesda fans feel betrayed. The studio that they've loved for years and years has been coming out with subpar content time and time again. And although some people may paint Starfield as a horrendous game, it wasn't that bad, but it also wasn't special. It lost the magic and the feeling you used to get when you opened your Bethesda game. And because of that, and the shenanigans around Fallout 76's launch, Bethesda lost track. They aren't the same studio that used to make banger after certifiable banger. And then there are people like us, and there are people like me and you guys. You care so much about these games. They were your childhood or your crutch when you were going through a tough time. And across all their games, you've played thousands of hours. But here we are today, angry with Bethesda. So what things can they do to win us back? Well, I'm going to start with the first item on my wish list. Meaningful worlds. Bethesda used to be so good at handcrafting these incredible worlds with detail at every corner. You'd walk into what seemingly was just a shack, only to find potions and specific herbs or alchemy items that, when crafted together, painted a picture of exactly what kind of person lived in that little shack. Or remember Helga's bunkhouse? I did a short on this ages ago, but it turns out Helga's bunkhouse, if you look and read between the lines, it's actually a brothel. Crazy stuff. If you didn't know that, let me know in the comments below. But we have games like Starfield that have lost that touch. It feels empty. Sure, there's 1,000 planets and so many worlds to discover, but when they rehash the same POIs and these empty landscapes, it feels like the same love and care that used to be in their games has been lost forever. Now, of course, hold on. It's a space game. It should feel empty at times, but that's not what I'm getting at. They only have so many POIs across their procedurally generated worlds, and they reuse those same POIs all the time. If Bethesda's going to recover, Elder Scrolls 6 needs density. It needs to feel lived in, full. And if Starfield's ever going to have a chance at recovering, they need to add more POIs and try to really overhaul their handcrafted environments to make up for the lack of feeling and lived-in world outside of the core cities. Please bring back that handcrafted Bethesda magic. My wishlist item number 2, better writing and characters. We went from some of the most beloved characters in gaming to having some of the most I couldn't care less characters seen in gaming. Sarah Morgan disliked that. Skyrim had charm and so many funny, quirky characters. We've seen it time and time again in the Fallout series. Fallout has done a beautiful job of making a number of characters that we love to hear just open their mouths. I've never seen a Bethesda game resort to just using Citizen so often. And I get there's a ton of NPCs going about their day in Starfield, but it's tough to see there weren't more handcrafted characters that were named going about their lives in New Atlantis, or even Sidonia for that matter. Bethesda characters need personality again. Wishlist item number 3, combat overhaul. Fallout 4 for the time actually had pretty great gunplay. Starfield was better, but wasn't up to the same standard that we saw in other games in 2023. Sure, a lot can be said about Skyrim's combat back in 2011. It wasn't anything new and crazy, but it was good and seamless for the time. When I use melee weapons in Starfield, I question what year the game was made. And I don't want to have to ask that question. When it comes to the Elder Scrolls 6, we need to make sure that the combat is seamless. It is new. It does feel modern and has a lot of the mechanics that we've come to expect from AAA titles. Not to mention the magic system. If they can do a good job with the magic system in the Elder Scrolls 6, I think we're going to be okay, because magic is such a core component of the Elder Scrolls series. But let me know if you disagree on that. All I know is Elder Scrolls 6 cannot be too floaty, but it also can't be stiff. It needs to feel weighted, but not like you're moving around on a shuffleboard with a 100-pound weight vest strapped to your chest. Wishlist item number 4, real-world consequences. Guys, we want consequences again, right? Real consequences. Yeah. There were real consequences in Starfield. I chose the Assailies over a pathogen. Or I chose a pathogen over the Assailies. Or I joined the Crimson Fleet instead of blowing them up, but really it did nothing to me because I can still go and be a UC Vanguard member while being a member of the Crimson Fleet. There need to be more strict consequences. I have ideas about this. Bethesda, you can ask me. Ask me for my ideas. I would love to tell you everything that I have up in this jumbled brain of mine. One thing I'll tell you, it wouldn't be that hard from a game coding perspective to lock certain quest lines if you join certain factions. I, for one, think opposing factions should limit your ability to join the other. I cannot be a member of both the UC Vanguard and the Freestar Collective at the same time. It just doesn't make sense. You should have to denounce your citizenship to the UC. Or, once you become a pirate, you can't join any of those other factions. It just doesn't make sense logically. And we need those consequences in the Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, imagine this. Skyrim had us acting as the leader of the companions and the Archmage of the College of Winterhold in one playthrough. The companions aren't the biggest fans of magic if you haven't picked that up yet. How does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to join other factions similar to what they did in Skyrim. But I am saying, if I become the Harbinger of the Companions, don't let me become the Archmage of the College of Winterhold. Stop the questline at a certain point. Let me just be a young member of the college. Let me learn more, but don't ever promote me to being a teacher, let alone the Archmage. Wishlist item number 5, bug fixes. Guys, bugs can be funny. Don't get me wrong. I've seen 150 funny YouTube videos showing why bugs can be a good time. But bugs aren't that funny. Okay. Not to justify having them all over your game. And while I never had serious issues with game-breaking bugs in any Bethesda title, other than Fallout 76, I can tell you that I don't want them being the overall consensus of the community when a new Bethesda game comes out. Elder Scrolls 6 cannot launch half-baked. They really need to make sure that this is a seamless release if they want to stay relevant in today's gaming industry, which is more competitive than ever. And you know what? I'm going to say it. Modders should not be a patch team. That's not too hard a concept to grasp. Make a full released game. You're a AAA studio. You have the money. You can do it. I have faith that you can do it. Just do it. Don't make me look like a clown for saying this. Make a fully released game. Make it with minimal bugs. As unbuggy as you possibly can. So that modders can add new and fun content, not spend countless hours fixing the game. I need that. We need that. I love Bethesda Worlds. I really do. In Starfield, it really is a beautiful game, and there's a lot to do, but it's not great. It could have been so much more. And from a studio like Bethesda, I expect more. And maybe the reason people are so harsh on Bethesda is because they saw how amazing their older games were. Truly groundbreaking at the time some of those games released. They need to continue to push that envelope. Do not get comfortable riding the coattails of previous game successes. We need you to keep innovating, pushing as a studio to do better. And you know what? We've seen delays. We've waited forever for Elder Scrolls 6. I want it to be a well-polished title. When you do Fallout 5, make it a well-polished title. But make sure you're focusing on the elements that matter to your audience. Don't just worry about pushing the envelope on how you can monetize mods. And all you guys watching, I believe Bethesda can do it, but only if they listen to you guys, to creators like myself, if I can call myself a creator. If they listen and take that feedback constructively, I think they can do it. And you know what? They shouldn't listen to our feedback and think, well, what do they know? They're not game developers. They don't know how hard it is. They should look at it and say, okay, that's given me new perspective. Can we take some of that? Maybe not all of the feedback, but take some of that feedback and find a way to implement it in our game. Make it better. The audience is who's paying our bills. We should listen to them, at least to a degree. Some demands are ridiculous, but most of the time we mean well only because we love these games so much. But that's it for me. Guys, what does your Bethesda wishlist look like? What is it that you want to see from them moving forward? Whether it be for Starfield, whether it be the Elder Scrolls 6, or even Fallout 5, which is on the horizon. Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving it a like. And if you haven't subscribed but want to see more content like this, or just see my face, please consider subscribing. It seriously means the world to me. And your comments that I've been getting on my recent videos have been incredible. I love engaging with you guys down in the comments. So seriously, feel free to have at it. I'll do my best to respond to as many comments as possible. I've been getting so many, and with a full-time job, it can be a little difficult at times, but I promise I will do my best. And if I do miss your comment, I'm sorry. Please don't be afraid to comment again moving forward. I really do love the open dialogue. It's awesome. But until next time, guys, let's hope Bethesda can put their heads together and work on being the studio we know they were and know they can be again if they really put forth the effort. We'll see you guys in the next video. Well met, travelers.